Papa Porcupine's Painting Prizes by Barbara DeRobertis. Illustrated by R. W. Alley. Read by Ben Hobbs. Papa Porcupine loved painting pictures. She painted every day after school. Polly painted big, close-up pictures, and she used bright splashes of color. She happily painted pictures of large pink petunias, of enormous purple plums, and of giant red poppies. Her paintings were colorful and creative. But Polly was a very sloppy painter. She would flip her paintbrush and drip paint and spill water. She even dripped and spilled on her own paintings. One day, everything went wrong. Polly stepped in the paint, Mama tripped over the water pot, and Papa slipped on the drippy papers. "Oh, Polly," said Mama, "please clean up this mess, then set the table for supper." "But look at my beautiful painting," cried Polly. "We'll look at it later," Polly replied. "It's too drippy now." Polly pouted as she picked strips of pepper off her pizza and popped them in her mouth. "Why are you grumpy?" asked Papa. "You don't appreciate my paintings," Polly replied. "I would appreciate them more if they weren't so sloppy," said Papa. "Now cheer up. I made your favorite dessert, my perfect peach pie." "I don't like peach pie anymore," said Polly. If Papa didn't like her paintings, then she didn't like his pie. Polly was still grumpy at school the next day. "What's the problem, Polly?" asked her teacher, Alpha Betty. "You look a little prickly today, even for a porcupine." "I have a question," Polly whispered. "Do you like my paintings?" "Oh, yes," said Alpha Betty. "They are so colorful and creative." "Well, my parents think my paintings are too sloppy," said Polly. "Do you think they're too sloppy?" asked Alpha Betty. Polly sighed. "I guess, maybe, yes." Alpha Betty smiled. "Polly, I've been planning something that might interest you. A class art show." "An art show?" Polly yelped. "Yes," said Alpha Betty. "Do you think you can paint a picture for it? One that's not sloppy?" "I can try," said Polly. Polly sped home after school. She presented an invitation to her parents. "Our class is having an art show," Polly said. "I need to start my painting right away." Mama and Papa looked worried. "I will try really, really hard not to be sloppy," Polly promised. Polly spread out newspaper. She prepared her paints, and she pinned up a piece of paper. Then she dipped her brush in orange paint and held it above the paper. "Oops!" Polly gasped. A big peach-colored splat plopped right onto the middle of the paper. "Oh no!" Polly cried. "I've already ruined my painting." Polly pouted. Then she pondered, and poof! An idea popped into her head. "I'll make something special out of that peachy splat," she said. Polly painted quickly, but very carefully. She did not flip her brush. She did not spill water. Then she dripped a drop of paint. She stopped to wipe it up. Polly had everything cleaned up just before it was time for supper. Then she zipped into the kitchen. She set the table with plates, cups, spoons, and napkins. Her parents were impressed and curious. "What did you paint, Polly?" they asked. Polly smiled. "You'll find out at the art show." At school, Polly showed Alpha Betty how she'd fixed the problem with the splat of paint. "Good job, Polly," said Alpha Betty. The morning of the show, Polly sprang out of bed. She was very excited. As soon as Mama and Papa were ready, Polly led them to school and right to her painting. "Ta-da!" said Polly. Mama and Papa were very surprised. "Oh, Polly," they said, "it's perfect." For Polly had painted a picture of a huge piece of Papa's perfect peach pie. The painting wasn't drippy or spotty or splotchy or sloppy. Alpha Betty had given every painting a prize, but Polly's painting had 2 prizes. "What do your prizes say?" asked Papa. Polly happily read her prize ribbons aloud. "One says most appetizing painting, and the other says neatest painting." Polly took the first ribbon and put it on Papa. "I apologize for being so grumpy," said Polly. Your peach pie really is my favorite dessert. Papa beamed. And your peach pie is my favorite painting. I hope you feel very proud. Polly Porcupine grinned. Right now I feel hungry. Let's go home and have some peach pie. And that is precisely what they did. The end. Fun facts about porcupines. Their home. There are over 20 species of porcupines, and they live in every part of the world except Antarctica. Their families. Porcupines are rodents, like beavers, squirrels, and mice. Their name means quill pig, but they are not related to pigs. Their quills. If porcupines are attacked, they run backward toward their enemy, leaving the attacker full of sharp quills. Porcupines can raise their quills, but can't actually shoot them. Size. Porcupines usually grow to be 2 to 3 feet long and weigh 15 to 35 pounds, but some have weighed as much as 60 pounds. Did you know some porcupines can hang from trees by their tails?